say yes. I need you to do more and say less. I won't just say yes. I need you to do more and say less. I thought you knew that anybody can do that.
Shaun King, and I had to go research because I didn't just go because people can manipulate things in this tech world. So I was like, is this real? I saw something on something called Launch Good, a screenshot of a crowdfunding for people in Gaza for food. And it says, help provide hot meals during Ramadan in Gaza. And the ask was $1.5 million. So I said, this can't be real. But I went on Launch Good, which is a crowdfunding program for Muslims. And it's literally the tag is crowdfunding incredible Muslims is the tag for Launch Good. And then I searched for Shaun King because I didn't believe he actually had a crowdfunding venture going on at the same week that he announced that he's now reverted to Islam. At the same week that Ramadan started. I don't know. This feels like a marketing campaign. I can't prove it, though. And let me just say, I don't know. I don't know that it is anything nefarious or grifty. I can't say that at all. But here's what he has raised so far with 46 days left. 1.19, before I got on the show, $1.196 million have been raised of the 1.5 million asked. 10,225 supporters have given money. 46 days left. I did a little bit more of a research to see who's actually putting the money out. Human Concern. They said for this is the verbiage on the and this is tough on the crowdfunding venture. For nearly 150 days, the people of Gaza have endured a brutal genocide. Should be more than if you were anyway. Over 90% of Gazans have gone at least one day without food, but the blockade has become so absolutely awful that we are now seeing the first babies and children literally die of starvation and malnutrition. The entire nation is starving, but together we can change that, and we must. The wonderful staff at Human Concern International, and I did a little research. It seems like an organization that's doing good work. With your help, have been working hard to provide daily food boxes throughout Gaza. But this growing problem need not persist. Together, we can fight hunger for our Palestinian brothers and sisters. And for this project, we have joined together with the humanitarian Shaun King and Ali Al-Dali, a young Palestinian leader on the ground in Gaza that has been working with Shaun for months to provide food and shelter to Palestinians that have been overlooked. Now, let me say, if food and shelter have been provided to people in the Gaza Strip and Shaun King is responsible, I'm really happy about that. I want that. I also, though, think that if you already noted you're problematic, but let me just say this, he's raised $1.2 million in a short period of time with 46 days left of the 1.5 that they asked for. So clearly he is resonating with a lot of people, because my first thought was, who's giving money to Shaun King?
Sure.
A lot of people, apparently, with a lot of money. So I'm hesitant at the same time. You know, I ain't saying he's a gold digger. I'm not saying any of that, right? I'm saying that to me, if you are problematic, this seems like a good cause. Don't you want to remove any hint of impropriety by maybe taking your name out of it?
Yeah.
You know, there are things that I do, for example, in class with Carr, I took my picture off the thumbnail. I don't need to be on there. Y'all not coming there for me. Even if you are coming there for me, you're not really. It's really about Dr. Carr. And I want to like, oh, Karen Hunter's a part of that. I don't want to, you know, like, get in there, surprise, hi. But, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not sure about this, though. I feel wait, before you say something, America's having a hard time delivering food to Gaza. We have dropped, airshipped things into the middle of the ocean that people had to swim out to, fighting each other to get to the aid. And then last week we dropped pallets on people and killed people. We killed 4 people last week, dropping pallets. Maybe it was not us. Somebody dropped some pallets of food and killed some people in Gaza. what experience does Shaun King have at delivering? I'm just like, oh my God, this could go terribly wrong. And I don't want it to, because you raise this much money, people should be
Sure.
eating. And I hope they are.
Well,
Thoughts
it
and
looks
prayers.
like this is what it sounds. I think there's a couple of questions that are asked here. One, is Shaun's name a valid name to be attached to this project? And so far, $1.2 million is saying that it's not a bad thing. Like, his name being attached is helping get this accomplished with 46 days left. Now, we live in a time period where we can dig deep into who's getting stuff. It reminds me of when they came out with the "He's Just Like Us" commercials for Super Bowl last year, and this last, the "He's Just Like Us," the Jesus commercials, and it took people like 2 seconds to kind of figure out who sponsored all these commercials. Like, we have the ability to dig deep and find out where money is going to. And if you even are doing your research and finding that everything is pretty solid, I mean, Shaun found a way to dig up some support, and it's working. Like, I can't even be mad at the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's wild. It's wild. I'm gonna say less about Shaun King, because people in Gaza need food beyond Ramadan, and they need shelter. They need their own homes, which will not come back anytime soon. The amount of money that is being poured into all of the efforts to kill people globally should be poured into efforts to build. One thing I loved about Jimmy Carter was that he was building homes with Habitat for Humanity even into his 90s. You see him out there after he had fallen.
We don't talk about him in past tense yet, because Jimmy.
No, but I'm saying I love that about him. He's no longer building homes. That's past tense.
Right.
He's in hospice. But when he was even in his 90s, infirmed, out there providing homes for people that needed it. I mean, that's what we need. We need more of that, right? And I don't want to sound Pollyanna-ish, but I think that is way more. Those billions could be used. Yes, we got to protect our borders, but human life, what we're creating with this genocide that we're all watching, history is not going to look kindly on it. So I just want to say that. And I also want to play a video from a woman who apparently, I think she's Palestinian, right, Smith? Who was commenting on this. And so it's not me saying it. Let me get this. This is little Yeg on TikTok talking about this raise of money. Play it.
I think a lot of people are going to be mad at this video, and respectfully, I don't care. On the eve of Ramadan, Shaun King and his wife reverted to Islam. Second day of Ramadan, this happened. I don't know where to begin. How about with the fact that Khaled and Shaun, neither of which are Palestinian, have created this event to raise money, unclear where the money's going to Gaza, okay, unclear through which system, have created this event to center themselves. Now let's talk about grifting. This is the definition of grifting. Some of you might remember the Iranian Revolution, when a white person named Chelsea Hart centered themselves and created a comedy tour to talk about revolution. This is a tactic often used by grifters for people suffering, because in their minds, they're so desperate, of course they will give money to you. Simplest way to put it is that a genocide is not a tour. This is not a film. This is not a piece of music that you need to tour. Not only that, Shaun and Khaled, two people who have been abusing Palestinian activists, are the ones to be the face of it. I digress on that point. Let's move on to the other ones. Black women have been warning us about Shaun King. It couldn't be more blatant racism that people are ignoring it. Beyond that, some people are calling the Black community Islamophobic because, oh, now Shaun has converted to Islam, so surely they must be Islamophobic. Not only are there plenty of Black Muslims in this world, how do you come to that conclusion? Now let's talk about the Islam part. Like many religions, when you convert, there is a portion of washing away sins, a portion of forgiveness. Doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want and no one gets to criticize you now that you are a religious person, which Shaun King has previously been Christian. Religious people of power have used this power dynamic to silence the people they wrong. You can't say, oh, you can't be rude to brother Shaun King, he's Muslim now. Sorry, what? He can scam, he can grift, he can jump from community to profit, but oh, God forbid I, say something. Another argument is, oh, well, Shaun has done so much for the community. I'm sorry, but reposting other people's videos and taking credit for them isn't necessarily doing something for the community. He's even taken my video, gotten 5 million views for it, no credit. I never said anything because I don't care. It's a video about Palestine, sure, share it. I want everyone to see it. But he's not creating something new. He is just taking from other people and reposting it. He's not your savior. He's not going to walk you into a free Palestine. I'm so sorry.
That's a little yeg. And I don't know that he's grifting. So I'll just say that. I don't know that he's doing something untoward. I've had him on the show so many times. I'm now currently blocked, by the way, which I'm okay with because I've reposted things. Because at some point it's like I was even on the group chat that he used to have. I was on the group chat where he was, going through the thing with the audit and all, and at some point it became clear to me that either you were really bad at managing money, and or you are doing something that I don't want to be a part of.
Sure.
Neither one, it's like I don't know which one, but either get it together. And I'm, I got receipts, which I'm not gonna. This is not the point of that. I want
Right.
Gazans to eat this Ramadan, which I can't even imagine not being able to fully commit to this very spiritual time as an
Right.
Islamic follower of the Islamic faith, as a Muslim, and to be bombed every day while you're praying and fasting. It's absurd, actually. It's absurd where we are right now. And I just, wanted to spend some time talking about the absurdity, not just because all we can do, I feel very helpless on these airwaves, and it's hard to watch, but it must be even harder to live through, or not.
100%. I think there's something to be said too about, and I know someone's going to have a problem with what I'm saying right now, but nowadays, because of the internet, because of how easy it is to communicate, because of how easy it is for people to give their opinions on things, almost every move that you make gets criticized by somebody. And so then it ends up making people not want to do anything because it's easier to just not say and or do anything. I'll give you just a couple quick examples. One, on the Oscars, all of the actors that wore the little red pin, that was ceasefire, stop firing now. They got ate up over that stuff from different people.
They?
Oh man.
Oh, I thought it was celebrated,
right,
especially.
But this is my point, is that sure, but of course you had a whole group of people that were going, do these people actually know what the actual meaning of this is, blah, blah, blah. There was something else too that I can't think of right at the top of my head. Nowadays, no. There was a black company, a black activewear company that came out with these hoodies and t-shirts that said, Black women are superheroes. A black-owned company. Black women are superheroes. And they got ate up by a group of black women saying, we don't want to be anybody's superheroes. Therefore, they ended this campaign. Like, now, any movement that you have for the betterment, for good, for what because of how we have in the internet, someone's going to eat your stuff up, which means people are just not doing anything. So there's a piece of me, I don't agree with everything Shaun King has ever said or how he's used his money, this, that, or the other, but it sounds like what he's doing right now is creating good, and we'll see how it ends. But as of right now, there doesn't seem like there's any big, huge loopholes in it. And as far as him being a grifter or going from Christianity to, I don't care about that, man. Like,
yeah.
You're doing good, and go ahead, man. Do the darn thing.
Yes, but at some point, 866-801-824, whatever the number is, 866-801-TALK. At some point, though, because if things go unchecked, then we keep, and you're right. There's a point. I'm always going to check intent, right? Which is why when I first started the show, there were a number of black people being killed, and what Shaun King was doing that I invited him on to do was bringing us the human stories. So whether we're talking about Eric Garner's daughters, whether we're talking about, Tamir Rice's mom, or, there were stories being told about who these children were, and Mike Brown. And that was important. Terrence Stansfield, I remember having him on. to give us the backstory, because it's not just a black man that was shot, or a black man was choked to death, or a black man was killed, or a little boy was killed, 12-year-old. It was, this kid had this, this is who he was, this is who his parents were. And that was important. If he just stayed in there, we're doing Urban View Gives. We're not touching a single dime. You click on urbanviewgives.com and it takes you right to the source. I don't want to be a clearinghouse. And I think that was a problem. So why are you taking any money? If you are here to serve, because at that time he was a Christian pastor, right? Then just do a pass through, because clearly people, when Tamir Rice's mom came and everybody else started, and then there's the back and forth, and then you having fights with people. That's why I was like, I'm checking out and I'm retweeting every nickname because it's funny, because I'm always here for the ha. So all of the nicknames are hilarious, and it's getting worse now, because so now when you want to do good, so that's what I'm saying. Remove yourself. If this is the goal, I look at Chef Andres during the pandemic. This man put his literal life on the line and fed thousands. He took 2 little fish and 5 loaves of bread. That man went out and fed thousands, and he's feeding people all over the country without fanfare. He may have a 60-minute special every now and then, but that man today, Chef Andres, is feeding people. You need to have a GoFundMe and if he does, I don't know about it, because he's just going and figuring it out and feeding people. And don't let the left hand know what your right hand is doing. If there's this much publicity around this, I don't know.
Also because he has a little bit of a jacked history as far as where his money went. But I agree. And I'm right there with you, to be honest with you, Karen. I'm in the same boat. Like, I feel like folks don't need to know what it is you do. And I also think that's a biblical principle. Not that everybody's looking at the Bible, but folks don't need to know.
No. Unless they got something to say, then you got to provide receipts. So you keep your receipts ready, just in case folk want to open their mouths. But
I want you to say yes. I need you to do more and say less. I want you to say yes.